Hi lovelies, thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel. In my last video, it was a am I going to buy it, purchase or pass type of video. I mentioned the Mothership 6 palette that I thought I was going to pass on. I still am unsure about that, but I mentioned that I might pass the Mothership 5 on because I hadn't reached for it as often as I do other palettes, and as it's a very pricey palette, I felt like it was being wasted in my eyeshadow collection. Then after reading some of the comments, I started having doubts as to whether I should do that, as it was the first and only large Mothership palette that I have in my collection. I have a couple of the smaller holiday palettes that just have the 6 pans in them, but this was my first purchase of a 10 pan palette. And so I've had a little bit of a rethink, and I'm stalling on my decision as to whether I will pass this on. But somebody requested that I do another look using this palette, so I've done that today. So in this video I will take you through the tutorial of how I created this look using this palette. I must admit, it's really interesting. I have been feeling really unwell for a few days. I'm lucky enough to be on holiday, so I've been having a bit of a quiet time around home, and the last thing I felt like doing was filming a video and popping makeup on. But I have to say, once you start the process, it really does, well, it lifts my mood. So I'm pleased I did, and that I've created this look for you using this palette. If this is your first time tuning into one of my videos, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to see you back. I do lots of videos aimed at the more mature person. I have hooded eyes. I'm 53 years of age, so I just like to share my love of makeup and skincare and other lovely things that may interest the more mature woman like myself. So please subscribe. I'd love to see you back. Now, if you'd like to see how I created this eye look, please keep watching. So we're going to do an eye look using this palette. I've used Tarte Shape Tape Concealer on my eye and set with loose setting powder, and I'm going to go in with this creamy shade here. And it's a lot more metallic than I would normally use for a base shade. But I'll just pop that all over the lid to start with. Now, also in my last video I said that I got a lot of fallout from this palette, and someone suggested that I try a glitter glue. So I am on the hunt for a setting medium, which I don't have today. I'm just going to try Fix Plus today. And I'm going to take that under my brow because I don't normally do a brow highlight, so we'll just double use that. I'm going to go in with my Wayne Goss number 17 brush, and I'm going to take this neutral brown here and just gently add that to the outer corner. And I've still got a bit of lash glue adhesive on my lid from when I did my eyelash extensions the other night. And I'm just doing that in the outer and then blending that in my upper area of my eyelid. So you can see where my natural crease is way down here. I have a very hooded eye, and I am taking the transition shade quite a wee bit up from my natural crease and taking that right into the inner portion of my eye using that brown. Just to give a soft wash like that. I'm going to go in with this little Dose of Colours eyeshadow, double-ended eyeshadow brush that came in my Cool Browns palette, and I'm going to take this darker reddish brown, and I am just going to basically draw a line with my eye straight ahead so that you can still see this line. And draw a line like that. And while that's there, I'm going to do it on the other eye as well so that they match before I blend it. And then I'm going back in with the first brush and that first colour and just blend that line to give me a more defined crease area. And blending it downwards. And I'm just using circular and windshield wiper strokes with that. I'm going to take the Tarte Shape Tape and pop that on my eyelids, and just taking this flat little shader brush, I'm going to tap that and hopefully if I don't set this, this will double as a setting medium. And I'm just adding that to my lid. Like so. Taking a little wee by Terry brush, and I'm only doing this because all my brushes are out for washing. I've actually got a friend getting married this weekend and I'm doing the makeup for her and her bridesmaids, and I've got all my brushes out for washing ready for that, so I'm just trying to use up some random brushes I have here. Now I'm going to take this purple shade at the bottom of the palette, and I am just going to line the outer portion of my eye, and following the guideline of the bottom of my eye, just take that up there and just do like a powdered wing. With that purple. I'm just literally, excuse the pun, winging this as I go with the colours I'm going to use. Now in my last tutorial I used this palette, I went for the red. I'm going to go for a little bit of this olivey green this time. And I'm going to take one of my Anastasia double-ended brushes, and I'm just going to pop that in the outer half of my eye, blending that into the purple wing. Up to the crease line. Then I'm going to go in with a Zoeva 234, and I'm going to spray that with my little wee sample Fix Plus. It's actually the first time I've ever had Fix Plus, and I got it in a sample from Sephora. And I'm going to go in with this white shade. In fact, I'm going to go in with this cream shade again and top it with the white with my finger. So using the wet brush, I'm going to go in with the first shade we used and pack that on top of the concealer. And just lightly blending that into that olivey shade. Like so. And I will go in with a little bit more Fix Plus before we take the shimmery Blitz shade. And I'm going to go back in with that white. And it is very glittery, this colour. And this is the one that ended up all down my cheek last time. And I'm just going to tap that on top of that colour. And I will follow up on the tip to get a mixing medium for this, and I might get the Too Faced one because it's readily available to me here in New Zealand. Okay, going back in with the little liner brush, and I'm just going to top up with the purple along the top of my lash line. And to just deepen that little line we had going there and taking it just a little bit further across. I'm going to take my NARS Viva Neato eyeliner and oh, don't you just hate that noise? I'm at the end of it, but it might be enough just to line my upper waterline. For underneath my eye, I'm going to take a Morphe B37 brush and I'm going to take this light brown and just buff that under the eye. Back in with the little angled brush that we used, the purple, and I'm going to just smudge that purple in the outer corner of the lash line. Throw on a little bit of mascara, and that, my loves, is the finished look using the McGrath Mothership No. 5 palette. The palette that I was very nearly going to list online and sell until a couple of people said that they really loved this palette, that I thought I'd give it a few more goes before I do that. And the lovely person, I'll leave her name here, wanted to see another look to this. I will leave a link down below to the previous look I created using this palette, where I used more of the red warm tones. But I hope you like that look today, guys. Just playing with some of the more neutral shades, although I did add that greeny white Blitz shade to the lid, but I could have left it with just the creamy shade. Please give this a thumbs up if you did enjoy that, guys, and let me know in the comments down below if you think I should keep this palette. I keep fighting with myself about the Mothership 6. One day I think, no, I don't want it, and the next day it's like, oh my gosh, I've seen another tutorial and I absolutely love it and want to get it. I'm really annoyed with myself because there was a 20% off on Pat McGrath Labs website on the weekend, and I was torn so much that I didn't move and didn't get it, and I probably should have, whilst I could get the 20% off, plus it was free shipping to New Zealand. So kicking myself for that, but never mind. So if you enjoyed that, guys, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see any other videos from me, please feel free to tap or click on either of these links here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you've all had a beautiful and a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. See you later, guys. Bye.